Record and get started. Okay. Hey, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'd love to hear your feedback on how you feel about Sunday night calls, because I would like to start to have more team boss only calls. Sorry, let me turn my ringers down here. I'd like to have more routine team calls, and I think Sunday night might be a good night for us because I know we've got a lot of people all over the U.S., and with the time changes, it seems like Sunday might be easiest for all of us to get together. So tonight we're just going to go over some of our takeaways from convention. I will tell you, sorry, some people are in the support chat asking where the Zoom call is, the link. So if you can, any of you guys jump over there and share the link for this call, please. Some people are asking for it. Convention is an annual event that takes place about the same time each year, the very beginning of summer, I guess you could say. And it's generally, we have a feeling it's going to stay in Vegas just because of our size. There's about 13,000 people there this year, and the bigger we get, they're just going to have to find more space. But I will tell you that it's something that we're happy to share our takeaways with. And obviously, as your leaders on this team, it's important that we kind of give you all of our knowledge that we've learned over the week. But I will tell you that the most important thing is really that you do your very best to get there yourself, because some things just can't be translated in a Zoom call. Some of the things that we soaked up and experienced, and everyone, you're going to hear, everyone had their own different takeaways and different experiences, but this is my second convention, and I got a lot more out of it this year. I saw a lot of changes and improvements just with Plexus because they've grown so big, but also within myself and my belief in the company. And belief was actually the theme of this year's convention. So I'll go over that later. But first, Holly wanted to share her takeaways first because I know that she can't stay on the call all night. So I'll let her go. Holly, you can unmute yourself there. Or if you need help, I can do it. Here, I can do it.
I got it.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Of course, the dog starts barking right now, so I'll try to mute her too. But as she walks in the room. Okay, Lucy, come on. Oh, 1 minute. I'm sorry.
That's
Greg's
okay.
Greg's taking her away. She must hear me talking. So anyway, I'm going to share a segment of what they did in the senior gold training, which was on the last day, and it was where I took the most notes because convention was just so overwhelming that my note taking was scribbles and half notes. And so but they talked about the 5 things that are necessary to grow your business, and this is not just for gold. I think these are reflective of any level that you're on. And when I look away, that means I have my notes here. I have the first one is personal growth and development. They talked about this being an absolutely mandatory part of growing your business. You have to read the books, listen to the audios, attend, the group calls, so you be inspired, so you can grow yourself and see how other people are growing and learning. I myself listen to a lot of audiobooks. I think I need to change that up because I think when you're reading, you retain more than when you're listening. Your mind can wander more when you listen. At least it does for me. So I need to up my reading and get away from my audiobooks a little bit. They said to invest at least 15 minutes a day. And we all have 15 minutes a day. We can listen to Les Brown videos on our way to work in the morning in the car, those of us that work. And that's what I was doing back when I first started, and I sort of got away from that. So I'm going to reincorporate that into my daily routine. The second one they talked about was your inner circle, meaning your inner circle of friends, about discarding negatives in your life, and that your friends may change and possibly will change along the way. I know this has happened with me because I've gained all of you guys and you're all so wonderful. And so that is really important to realize that that may happen, that some people are going to not agree with you and not agree with the Plexus way or not believe, and those people need to be shut down and not listened to. And unfortunately, sometimes friendships do go away, but you know, I think that a lot of us hold on to friendships that have been negative for a long time, and we don't really do anything about it, or we're not strong enough. And through your self-development and personal growth, you realize that you do have the strength to remove negativity. And they talk about what your environment looks like, what your home looks like when you post a picture or you do a live video, to be very careful about what you have in your background. You know, they talked about almost doing staging, you know, when you clean everything off the counter, and, you know, if you go one foot to the left or 1 foot to the right, that it's going to be a disaster. But as long as it looks good behind you, it's really important, because people are going to be trying to nitpick and, you know, say that, oh, you're trying to say that you're all this stuff, but look at this, and we know that that's just normal life. I mean, things get messy sometimes, but it's really important as you're branding yourself to make sure that your environment fits what you're saying and what you're portraying. They talked about that your friend base should be well-rounded. You're going to want people that are your cheerleaders, people that are your strong ones that tell you when you're overreacting or you're taking things too sensitively. And they talked about quality of friends over quantity of friends. You know, I think, you know, we're all at the age where we realize that one. You know, we don't need the, you know, 20 close friends to reach out to. But so that one. The third thing they talked about was fear. You know, that word fear that we all seem to have a little bit of hidden inside us. And they said to turn it around to excitement. Instead of being fearful, think of it as excitement. Excited for what you are feeling. And if you're fearful, to do it anyway. You know, the more you do it, the less fearful it will be for you. The fourth is action. You know, action, it can be done, attitude. It sharpens your skills when you take action instead of just sitting back and watching or thinking, or, you know, do something about it. And the action kills fear. So like I said before, the more you do something, the more you take action, the less fearful it's going to be. So then they talked about threshold, and where there's opportunity in every day to reach out to someone. You know, the 3 people a day, reaching out to 3 new people, that you come across people every day. And if you open your eyes to the possibilities and to open your eyes to what's around you, instead of being rushing through the store or rushing to work or rushing through your conversations, that there's possible connections everywhere you go. And you should always be ready to share. You should, you know, always have something on you, something that you can say to people. And the more that you do it, the more you'll be able to share comfortably. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I even got some notes out of that myself too. That's what I'm saying, you guys. We all had different takeaways. We all had different parts of the weekly sessions that that really spoke to us individually. And I think that's really important, what you said about action kills fear. You guys, let's see. I don't know how many months ago, but whenever it was that I hit gold, it was October 2015. And right leading up to that, Lynn had asked me to do a Zoom call for her team Allen call, just to talk about, my successes at that point, which I really didn't even feel like there were many. And I was terrified, and I made an excuse, and I told her no. And you know what she came back and said? She goes, okay, but the second you hit goal, you're doing it. Oh, sorry. Mute Hallie back up. But the second she said, okay, but the second you hit gold, you're doing it. No excuses. Like, I'm making you do it. And she made me do it. And I was terrified. And I told some of you guys this story already. I had like literally hives crawling up my neck. I was beet red. I planned it for like hours and hours beforehand. And sure enough, I did it. And afterwards I felt great and proud, and slowly but surely I just started making myself go step outside that comfort zone and do more calls and talk to people one-on-one and have coaching calls and things that really, really scared me, that I was fearful for. But the more at times I did it, the easier it got. And now, here we are doing Zooms. So I really encourage you guys. That's great takeaways from Hallie's session. That if you've noticed, she didn't mention Plexus once. She didn't mention a product once. It had nothing to do with that. You guys, we know that our products speak for themselves. We literally have led the way in the gut health industry, health and wellness, health and happiness. And you know what they mean when they say health and happiness, right? It's because these products are targeting mental, mood disorders. So this is huge, but they speak for themselves. What I really, really love about all of you guys who are working at your business is that it encourages you all to look inwards and to really work at your self-development as becoming just a better version of yourself, not just a Plexus ambassador who slangs, amazing products. It's really helping you grow. I've grown so much in this 26 months or so that it's been. I'm a totally different person than I was 2 years ago. And Plexus has a lot to do with that. Our leaders who pour into us and encourage us to follow all these trainings. And now corporate, who is rolling out all of this stuff for us to really just focus on developing ourselves. So that's great. Thank you so much for that, Hallie. The branding, we're going to go over training. Now I said we're going to start doing some more team calls. So we'll be going over branding yourself, attraction marketing. You guys really want to, kind of turn away from just those salesy ads that you're posting that are talking about just the product, because people aren't looking at it. They're scrolling right past it. Make yourself a attractive person that people want to follow and watch your story. Weave Plexus into your natural life. We've got people who are running marathons today, and guess what that's telling people? Emily's living a healthy lifestyle, and Plexus is just part of that. Sorry, I just threw you out there, Emily. Okay, I don't know who wants to go next. You guys can raise your hand, unmute yourself. Okay, Lori's raising her hand. We'll let her go. I unmuted you.
Hey guys. I don't know where to start. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. Hold on. Go to somebody else, maybe.
Okay. It was an emotional week for all of us. Me specifically, I can tell you that I cried every single day for one reason or another. But all of us, I will tell you guys, and this is what we're going to tell you right before you come to your convention next year, is that it's an overwhelming experience. There's a lot going on. It's really long days, especially if you've got like the events going on at night, and there's a lot of walking involved. There's just, it's a lot of information thrown at you and kind of crammed in, and you're trying to be all these places at once. So it does bring up some emotions, but I will tell you that I can hear from everyone who went. I'm pretty positive, at least, that they all came away from that with some positives. So I will see who else is on here. I know Tracy was going to talk.
I'm good.
Oh, there's Megan.
I can go before I check it out.
Okay, Megan, Candace wants to go before she chickens out. Go ahead, Candace.
I had my video off because Vegas is still like seriously like wearing on me. So I'm a hot mess. So you get to stare at my husband.
No, we see your face.
face.
We see it's actually your Vegas picture, I think, or something.
Oh, well, that's not the picture it's showing. Okay, well, that's fine then anyways. But these, I don't talk. I don't talk to people. It makes me, like Jess, I get all hivey and sick to my stomach. So I like messaged Jess maybe like 15 minutes ago and was like, I'll say a couple of things. I'm like, I need to get out of my comfort zone because it's like really, truly I do. But Vegas was really, really emotional for me for a lot of reasons. And I also don't want to ugly cry either on video. But there was a lot of things that really stood out just personally. But it was seriously like an amazing experience. Like just, hold on. Okay, sorry, Matt was calling. Like Jess said, we can tell everybody how until we're blue in the face, but unless you're there, like seeing how everybody is together is just, it's amazing. Like everybody just loves on each other. You know, Megan and I were walking through the airport on the way home and somebody totally random was like, hey, Plexus sister. Like, and I'm like, what, huh? I'm like, oh, hi. I saw Melissa Eichenhorst walking through the airport too. And, you know, she like smiled and waved and I'm like, oh, sweet. But I think it was in the ambassador and silver training. And this could be like mixed between two different things. It was such a long week that it's all kind of running together now. But they had said that, you know, every one of us sacrificed something to be there, no matter what it was. And, you know, whether it was money or missing something back home, just missing your family. Everybody sacrificed something to be there. And maybe we couldn't afford to be there, but we couldn't afford not to be there either. And it was so true. And, you know, personally, like I missed Xander's preschool graduation. His graduation was on Thursday. So I missed that and got all teary-eyed. I was with Tracy and she's like, oh my gosh, look, he's riding a pony. And I'm like, I know, he's such a chicken shit. I'm surprised he's riding it. And so we all sacrificed something, you know, no matter what it was, but we couldn't afford not to be there. And that is so true. Another thing that really like hit home for me, and even Holly like looked over and she's like, why are you crying? Was during Les Brown, his story about his kids thanking him. They had gotten him together, all of his kids got together, and he thought it was an intervention of some sort. And, you know, they all thanked him for, you know, he was missing their games and different events in their life. And until they were older, they didn't realize that he was working so hard for them, and thanked him for it instead of being resentful because he was gone. And that really said a lot to me because, you know, over these last 2 years, you know, my husband, I'm on a call. You know, we've had a lot of ups and downs with, you know, the business that we're trying to put together as well. And so that really spoke to me because, you know, we have missed out on a lot of stuff with our kids, and our kids are young, and I don't want to miss that anymore, you know. And then probably the last thing, well, which there's so much, but the last thing that really, really hit me was on the way home on the plane. Megan and I were sitting next to a girl from South Carolina who has nobody really in her upline. There's one person that's like 2 or 3 above her that she can reach out to, but our team culture is bar none the best. And it was so sad for me to like, and like I felt so bad for it. Like I wanted to be like, well, just come to Team Boss. Like we'll just add you to our page and you can talk to us. But you know, and she's like, well, it's okay, but it's not really. It's not okay because, you know, like we are one plexus, and you know, all the way from our CEOs down, it really is true. But when you break off into your different teams, you don't know what you're going to get. Essentially, you don't know who you're going to sign up under. You don't know if the person that you're signing up under is an MLM jumper. You know, they could be selling candles last week, and this week they're selling plexus, and next week they're selling handbags, and you just don't know. And you know, she said that she had contacted her like level 5, and they didn't even like reach out to her, and it's busy. And I totally get that. Like once you're there, like you're like, holy smokes. But like, you know, she was kind of bummed because she was there by herself. She went and had nobody there with her. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have met you on Monday. Like we could have just brought you around with us. But our team culture is amazing. Like it's just Team Boss alone, but then just even going up through Christy and Steph and even Lynn, like it's just everybody is family, and it has become family for me. And it just really sunk in like how lucky we are to be on the team that we're on and to have the leaders that we have, because not everybody has that. Okay, I'm done and I'm crying. So
I am too, Candace. You guys, that is, thank you for sharing that, Candace. All of that, definitely. I will tell you that it's tough to kind of get in the groove of understanding that sacrifice is necessary. But I will promise you guys that once you get to the point of at least one of your major goals, you're going to take a deep breath and be like, wow, that was tough. That was a lot of sacrifice, and I busted my butt for it, but man, did it pay off. Like, man, was it worth it. I promise you guys, I can't tell you how much I've missed for my push to Emerald and how many times I've just had to lock myself in my room, in my office here. But I tell you, it's all worth it now. And then I got home and I told Mike, well, strap on your seatbelt because we're going for Diamond. He's like, oh crap. But you guys, it's a couple years of sacrifice so that our families, all of our families, can reap those benefits for years and years and years and years to come. Also, Candace, what you said about the team culture, you guys, I was waiting to share this with you too. I can't tell you how many people came up to me this week and said, what is Team Boss doing? What is your secret? How do you guys have such a strong, positive team culture? How does everyone just love the crap out of Team Boss and they're so proud? And my heart just burst because that was our goal from day one. The second Team Boss was created was I knew what I wanted. I knew that we were going to be drama-free, high positivity, not annoying Pollyanna positivity, but just drama-free and a very strong, tight family where everyone supports everyone, no matter what leg you're on and rank and none of that. I don't pay attention to any of that. I'll help anyone, anytime. And I think that that's really trickled down through our levels here so that we all feel the same way. And I'm very, very, very proud of that, you guys. I just want you to know everyone's watching us. Everyone's asking what Team Boss is doing. Everyone's asking if they can get in on our challenges. I've had people say, and Candace, I feel terrible about that girl too. I've had people come to me and say, God, I really wish I could just switch and be on your team. And I feel terrible about that. But I also try to guide them and tell them at the same time, you have to think of all of the successful people at the top who did it with no one. There's many diamonds who will tell you they didn't have strong leadership and they did it anyway. So, you know, always one plexus for sure. Do what you can to help people. I tell people, I'm really sorry, I can't add you to our 7-day challenge group. It's too big already. We have to maintain the privacy of our customers, and we have to keep track of the prizes that we give away and who gets what. Like there's a process behind how we do that. We make sure that it's even for Rebecca's, mine, and now Stephanie's teams to be winning those prizes. So if we added more people to it, it would just be way too difficult. But I say I'd be happy to send you the complete vial format that you can do yourself. So it's not like I completely shut the door and tell them, nope, sorry, can't help you. We are one plexus. We do everything we can to help people, but we have to kind of draw the line somewhere, you know? All right, I guess we'll let's see, Lori, Megan, oh, Lori's waving. Okay, sorry, you guys, we're gonna try to, we're gonna keep this to an hour for sure. So 9:30 we'll be done, but I'm gonna end this out if we have time with some of the product updates and the rank up roadmap, the things like that I will end with. So I just wanna get everyone's takeaways now. Okay, go ahead, Lori.
Okay, guys, I'm good now. Woo! I just had to get my composure and everything because there was, here comes. There was a lot of emotions, but they were all overwhelming, wonderful emotions. What we have in this, and I can't explain to you guys, let me go back. Last year at convention, I was a gold. And I want you all to know next year at convention, you can easily walk that stage just like Jessica did this year. She was a ruby, right, Jess? It was a ruby. You were a ruby last year. And to see her accomplishments come to fruition, and this was my biggest excitement and what I wanted for her so bad. And I want to thank all of you for how hard you pushed for her to turn emerald. It meant everything to me as a team that we push this hard, because when we have you guys push hard, it's just making you stronger and building your own team. And the sooner you're going to get where you want to be also. But I just want you guys to envision literally walking that stage last year. Set your goals. I want you to have so much, me and Jessica, we can all have the belief in you, but you need to believe in yourself that you can do this. This is something that is so extraordinary and so incredible that there really isn't anything else out there like it. There really, really isn't. But to see her walk that, well, I didn't get to see her walk the stage, and I was really upset because her and I had a private photo session, and she had to get there to session, and so I missed that, but I have the video of it. But that was the one thing I was looking forward to, you know, was seeing her hit this such huge, massive point in her life to where, oh my God, you guys, it's 6 figures in Alexis. I mean, come on. Is that not life-changing? I mean, it's life-changing. And it's just the beginning. So I just want you all to put your blinders on and to just go all in and believe in yourself. And the second highlight was Les Brown. We all know he's amazing. And if you haven't, like Candace and Holly mentioned, you all need to listen to him. He has a great series, Shoot for the Moon. Shoot for the Moon. He is such an inspiration. And I've got some notes and that I took. That's Carrie. Carrie Wilkinson was also wonderful. But from Les, some of the notes that I took was, and I want you, there's going to be something here I'm going to mention, and I want you guys to write down and think about also. But I'll mention that in a minute. Anyways, he said, don't aim low. Set those goals, but don't aim low. Your financial goals multiplied by 100. You have to set the goals. When you set them low, those are too easy. We can do those all day, every day. Stretch yourself, push yourself. Just do what, Bobby, sorry. Anyways, See, you just totally sidetracked me. But anyways, there was one thing also that he said was tough times don't last. Tough people do. And let me tell you, this business, we all know it has its ups and downs. It's not only the business itself, but us all in life. We have everything around us that affects us. So sometimes you may find it hard to focus on the task at hand, but there's pockets to where you can do this business. There is times like Jessica, she had to lock herself, you know, and put herself aside from all the noise and what was going on to focus on the business side of it and focus on helping others because she knew and did it, it was going to get her to where her goals, you know, where she wanted her goals to be. And now look at her big goal. She's going to be diamond. I bet you she's going to be diamond next year. She sets goals. She keeps them. She makes them. She hits them. All of that. But anyways, so the other thing I wanted to say is, and this is so true that Les said, he said, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be relentless. No excuses. And you need to be unstoppable. What are you laughing at, Joss?
Because I was thinking how he said it. He said, you got to be hungry.
Oh, yeah, he did. And yeah, just hear him speak in person. I mean, you're going to hear his tone in the videos and everything, but he is just amazing to see live and listen to. He is just, his laugh is contagious too. It's just, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try. But anyways, he is really, really inspiring and remarkable. But he said one thing, and this is what I want you all to do. I want you to write down 5 reasons as to why you're not giving up. You're going to have to remember in this business, we all, with everything that's going on, like I said, and I have to do this, we have to always go back to our why. We're human. We are totally human. We lose sight sometimes. That's why I say you need to put on the blinders. You need to block the outside noise. You just need to go for it. Envision yourself on that stage. And Leaders Retreat, listen to me, all of you. I want to see every single one of your faces at Leaders Retreat. It is such, I don't want to say it's a grander scale. It's a smaller scale on a grander level, perhaps. A more grand level. More Bobby, more personal. Yes, I've got Bobby in the background here. But
They really roll out the red carpet for you at Leaders Retreat because convention is something that everyone's welcome to and you pay your own way to go. Leaders Retreat is something that's earned. It's a lot smaller, but on a grander scale for sure.
Yes, very much more intimate. You know, it's not as overwhelming and everything. So, but I will tell you guys, next year we will give you the tools. We will let you know what to expect for convention. We've all been there. We've done it, you know, once or twice. But Leaders Retreat, I want to see all your faces, and I'm excited to see those ones that didn't make it to convention. Because let me tell you, the friendships in this business, when I saw Carrie, I'm going to cry. Look at her. When I picked up Carrie or walked outside the hotel, and she got out of the car, for God's sakes, I hadn't seen her in 26 years. We've had a relationship just for the past year when she clicked add friend and wanted to join Plexus. It was because of Plexus that reunited us back, and the girl needed me, you know? And to see the bond, at least I think, I'm pretty sure she thinks too, but I can't explain how much that filled my heart. And I know, see, and like Emily and I, we became friends on Poshmark years ago. And I just know the feeling, you know, of what it's going to be like when I see her. I'm telling you, these friendships are real. It's because of Plexus, you know, that has brought us together. It's just, it's everything. It's everything. So anyways, okay, we got to wrap this up so I can keep talking and rambling, blah, 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 blah. Get there at Leaders Retreat. I want to see every single one of your faces on this screen. And I want to see those that I saw at convention again. And I promise I'll be there in one place to see you all and spend every second with you all.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Leaders Retreat is awesome, you guys. It's something that I I don't want any of you who are silvers and maybe have 3 people underneath you. I don't want you to say you can't go, because I will tell you, Holly broke that, I can't think of the word, but that misconception, she broke that apart. She did it as a silver last year and had a ton of customers with a lot of PV that got her there. So there's a lot of different formulas on ways to get your earning to Leaders Retreat. And I will be sharing that throughout the month. But just so you guys know, or Leaders Retreat credits started June 1st. So your PV, I posted that chart, and I was actually going to share it today if we have time. But we'll let Megan go. I think we lost Tracy. It looks like maybe she had to go. But Megan, if you'd like to share some of your takeaways, I'll unmute you right here. There you go.
I don't know if I can follow Lori, but all right. So I didn't get to hear Holly, but I was in the same training with her because we're both gold. So something that stuck with me, I'm a huge fan of Sarah Marble, and she happens to also be a nurse. So I don't know if that's why I kind of latch on to her, but she said a quote, and it was, "Hope is what brings you in and belief is what keeps you there." And that really resonated with me because I'll be honest, like going to Leaders Retreat convention, it's overwhelming. The very first day, the only word that really stuck out was like, I was in awe. Like, this is way too easy for us to be a part of. If you guys don't realize that $34.95 gives you the opportunity that we have, then you're in the wrong place. Because I think that there's a ton of different personalities that get people to the top or wherever it is that they want to be. But I also think it's too easy for people to be able to be a part of this without an interview, without having a resume. Anybody can do this. So you have to know what your why is, like Lori said, as to why you're here. If you're not here and you don't want this business, then you're better off being a preferred customer, in my opinion, because this is really where it's at. $34.95 can give us an opportunity of a lifetime. I just spent a weekend working 24 hours listening to people and patients complain that are sick. And let me tell you, to go to this past week and have all this positivity and inspiration around us, we don't really know how lucky we are. So with that being said, one of the things she had us do was write on a scale of 1 to 10, 4 different things that were where you stand. The 4 things she had us talk about was network marketing. What is your belief in network marketing? Are you like, I totally believe in network marketing, this is where it's at? Or are you that person that's like, a corporate job is where, what's important to me? That's huge. If your belief is not that network marketing is something that you believe in, you're not going to be successful. The other thing she talked about was on a scale of 1 to 10 products. What's your belief in the products? I know for me, that's where my belief 110% is. I'm a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm a nurse, so I'm a product guru. Every ingredient, I want to know what it's going to add to someone's life for me to share that with them. The other thing she talked about was the comp plan. If you don't believe we have the best comp plan out there, you have to build that belief in yourself that this is an amazing comp plan. And lastly, she said the belief in yourself, which of course, as we all know, you have to believe in yourself before you can even put any of those other things into action. So, that was huge for me because I'm sitting there saying, okay, do I think my belief in myself is a 10 out of 10? No, I really don't when I sit down and think about it. Like, I believe in the products and I believe in this comp plan and I believe that now network marketing is something that is, definitely the way of the future. So, that's something that I want to work on building myself. So when you have people in front of you telling you that like, they drew their line in the sand and these are all the reasons that they're successful, you have to pour into those things into yourself to make it happen. So those were really kind of the key things that I took away from her session. And then lastly, I just want to tell you guys, because I thought that Michelle Thomas was absolutely amazing. She does Rock the Pink or whatever the station is with her husband. And she said, when talking about building your brand, really building your brand is about how you act, how you react, how we live, and who we hang out with. So if you look at those things as a whole, it's not having your own story that you think is awesome. It's about putting yourself out there, and what you're advertising yourself as on Facebook goes a long way, but in your everyday, day-to-day life, how you're interacting with people. So that's kind of, I guess there's a ton more, but that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys, Megan literally got off the plane Friday night late, went and worked 12-hour shift Saturday and a 12-hour shift today. And I messaged her at like 7. I was like, any chance you still are around for a couple takeaways to share? And she was like, well, I'll see what I can whip up. So thank you so much. Your dedication to just everything you do in life is just impressive. So I appreciate that. And what you said about the belief, just your belief in everything Plexus related is really, truly what is of the utmost importance. And that's why believe was the theme of the week. When you have a rock solid belief, no one is going to change that. And when you encounter people who have less of a belief than you, or even a negative belief in what you're doing, it's not going to matter, because your mindset is so strong, and you know what you have, you know, the blessing that you have to share with other people, and nothing's going to shake that. So mindset is a huge, huge deal. And all right, I think that's probably it for our takeaways. I think we lost Tracy, but just a couple of things I wanted to share, and we've got a couple more minutes, so this turned out perfect. Again, about mindset, it's just, I'll tell you just from my personal experience that obviously there's times where you're going to have negative thoughts creep in. You're going to doubt yourself. I mean, that's normal. We're human, just like Lori said. But the more you can keep your thoughts positive, the more you can keep your blinders on and focused on that goal and your why of why you're doing it and why you're pushing, the better overall you're just going to be. I can't tell you how many times, if you guys could see my office, you'd see the Lexus booklet here, and the Mead Lexus guy's little card. It's been there for months. My bathroom had a bunch of sticky notes on it with dates of what I wanted to hit when. I have things and reminders everywhere of things to keep me in the positive mindset and remind me of what I was doing and why. So I know Mike always calls me a hippie when I talk about visualizing and things like that. But we had a conversation about it earlier today, and he finally sees the light. I said, I'm not just visualizing and hoping some magic fairy is going to poof out of thin air and give me what I'm dreaming about. I'm visualizing how it's going to feel on walking on stage and representing Team Boss as an Emerald team. I'm visualizing the feeling of pride and accomplishment that I'm gonna get when my mom finally understands what network marketing is and what it's doing for my family. I'm visualizing all of those things because it makes me then put the action into place to make it happen. So that's why we encourage you guys to make your dream board and to put notes everywhere and remind yourself of what it is that what goal you're trying to push for, because it's going to help you put those action steps into place to make it happen. All right. A couple of things I wanted to go over, some action plans. So you guys, the Rank Up Roadmap and the Lexi Personal Assistant are amazing, and they are huge tools for your business to run so much smoother than it ever could have before. Now, granted, consider you got to where you are now without them. So you still have a lot of success stories before these tools came along, but Plexus just definitely made it a lot easier for us. What I would suggest is every single one of you start with the Rank Up Roadmap and go to the silver track. That's the only one that's unlocked. What happens is, from what I understand, and again, we're all learning as we go, so I'll be sharing more as I learn. But from what I understand, you go through the entire silver track, And then once you're completed and you hit silver, which most of us already have, then it unlocks gold for you. And then once you go through all your gold training and you actually hit gold, then it unlocks silver, senior gold, and so forth. So I recommend that you guys start with the Rank Up Roadmap, start at silver. Even if you're already past silver, you guys want to see what you're telling your teams to go through. You want to experience that too, so you know what they're going to be participating in. The Lexi personal assistant, I haven't had a ton of time this weekend to check out, but I did spend some time on it this afternoon, and she's incredibly impressive. I actually put Mike's account in the sprint track so that I can just see how that training is going to go. So I'm just monitoring that, and I'm going to learn and share with you guys as I go. What I would suggest is any of my level ones who want to, I don't really recommend that you throw any new customers into Lexi yet. I think you guys all want to be really up to speed on how she works so that you understand before you go putting any, you can even put potentials in there. So you can even put 7-day challengers in there, it looks like. So that's crazy. And then that 7-day challenger would get an email from you every day of that 7 days. I don't recommend that you guys do that yet though. I think that it's best if you do what I'm going to suggest is any of my level ones who want to work this with me, I'm going to, and you guys got to tell me because I'm not just going to throw you into it. I'm going to just put you on my track, whichever track we decide, probably the sprint track. And we'll work through it together. So you will be the new ambassador learning, and I will be watching how I'm supposed to be assisting and interacting with you. And then pass that down and offer that to maybe 5 of your level ones. Do the same for them so that then you're in both sets of shoes to see how Lexi works for the trainer and the trainee. Make sense? Other than that, Lexi, just be patient. As with all technology, there's a need for time to learn. So she is going to be a huge help to help you focus on the important stuff, which is relationship building, meeting new people, networking, signing people up. And she's going to take care of all that extra follow-up, all that. You still want to have the individual personal touch, but this sounds pretty personal. It sounds like it's coming straight from you. I mean, Mike got a text right away. It said, "Hey, Mike, this is Jessica, blah, blah, blah." I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. So we'll learn as we go, but just know that Plexus has really put some pretty incredible tools in place for us. They listen when the Jewels tell them, what kind of support they need. They listen and they implement that for us and support us. I'm so proud of the company that we represent. I've got a lot of stats and stuff that I'll share with you another time. But I want to get into products real quick. We've got a few minutes here. As for the products, the new products that are released, the Vital Biome and the X Factor Plus, just be careful where you're getting your information from. I know there's a lot of posts flying around and it's hard to know what's accurate and what's not. So make sure you're getting it from a credible source. And even then, ask yourself first if it makes sense or if maybe it requires a little more of your own personal research, because even diamonds mess up, you guys. They sometimes just share stuff that they see. And that happened a couple days ago with some information that it was even shared on our team page. We've removed it. So that leads me into the triplex is and always will be our first go-to recommendation for everyone. If they can afford it, the Fab 4, and that's the triplex plus X Factor Plus. That's what's changed everyone's life, all of you guys. We all have our testimony from the triplex and hopefully X Factor. And that's what's changed us all in so many positive ways and will continue to do so. Everyone needs to weed. If you remember, it's weed, seed, feed, and protect. That's kind of our not timeline, but that's our path that we want to go on for optimal health, overall health, longevity. So the first thing is you have to weed out the junk, and that's what the triplex does specifically ProBio, and BioCleanse. You have to break down, the only thing that's going to break down the yeast overgrowth and the toxins and the excess waste that people carry in their gut is ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. So you have to get them on that first before it doesn't matter if they're looking for weight loss. That's the answer first. You got to clean out their guts. You can start with something new. Then you can feed it with Slim, which we know has now prebiotics, is like the Miracle-Gro food for the probiotics. And then seed it maybe in a month or two, or if they can afford it, go ahead and have them buy all 5. Triplex, X Factor Plus, Vital Biome. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I sure am praying that they come out with a welcome pack like that. So cross your fingers. Like I said, they listen when Jules asks for things, and I'm sure that's being asked. So we'll see what happens. But for now, if they can only afford, one combo, it's the triplex still. Really try to push that multivitamin though, because chances are they're already taking one and they need the best. And then month 2 or so, month 3, whatever, then you can add in Vital Biome. That is a strictly like pure probiotic. It doesn't have things that are going to break down the harmful guys. It just has the healthy strains of bacteria, which have been tested and like literally are the best strains possible. So I'm really excited for that. This leads me to an interesting fact that I actually talked about on my live video the other day, but 50% of Americans take a multivitamin and only 20% take X Factor. 20% of ambassadors take X Factor. That blew my mind because I take it, my whole family takes it, my kid takes the chewables. I just assumed everyone did now. But apparently they don't. So I think it's really important lesson for all of us to talk to people about their multivitamin. What are they taking, and will they take the challenge and try yours for 30 days? I have not tried X Factor Plus yet, but the people who have swear that they will notice a difference in 30 days. So remind everyone, we have a 60-day money-back guarantee. There's, GNC or CVS or Walgreens, wherever they're buying their, probably junk multivitamin, they're not getting that guarantee. So it's risk-free, really. We're up to 600,000 ambassadors now, which is awesome. And that's still just a fraction of them that are actually working the business. So it's a wide open market, you guys, for everyone who's working it. I just looked, Carrie's got a chicken. That totally just threw me off. I love it. Okay. We got chickens on Team Boss. I love it. Another question that was asked is X Factor Plus. It does still contain aloe. And what's even cooler to me is it's still the same price as the original X Factor. But while both products are going to stay available, all subscriptions, if you guys heard, they're going to start, they've changed the name, at least with the new, when the new back office comes in. The auto ship / convenience order will now be called subscription. And anyone who has X Factor currently right now on an auto ship convenience order, you're going to start getting X Factor Plus. If you want that changed, you have to go in and manually change it. That began June 1st. So just make sure your customers know if they are auto shipping X Factor right now, they're going to automatically begin getting X Factor Plus. There's also some things, and maybe Megan, once she starts to do a little research, she'd be happy to help with this. But I've seen some comments of concern with the vitamin K in the new X Factor Plus, and in relations to people on blood thinners. So as always, you guys, it's always best to share the ingredient list and encourage them to go share with their doctors for their opinion, because we're not medical professionals, although Megan is, and we have lots of nurses on here. They still don't want to be giving medical advice. So when a person comes to you and says, it is up to you, and important that you ask people before they join, what kind of current medications are you on? Do you have any interaction issues that you have to be concerned of? Because I'd rather you check with your doctor first. So make sure they do that, especially with the X Factor Plus. Other than that, I'm just going to check here. I see the chat's going off. I'm just going to see if there's any questions here. And if you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourself and just ask away. All right. Would you still use 4 of ProBio and BioCleanse? Shannon asked about the dosage. So this is what I am doing. For any new customers, ambassadors, anyone new starting the triplex, I always tell them to start with 2 ProBios and 2 BioCleanse. We're thinking that if they add Vital Biome, they may just be able to keep it at that. I'm not for sure. If it's kind of something that we have to play with, and really each individual is different. If they have a lot of yeast overgrowth that you know that they have to fight through, then I wouldn't even start them on Vital Biome. I would start them on ProBio. Start with 2, increase to 3, maybe even 4 if necessary. You got to get through all that gunk first and break down those toxins, and then feed later on in a month or so with Vital Biome. Anyone now who's currently, Holly says she's been taking all 5 for 3 days and she feels amazing.
I think the key thing is you need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
You know what is going on. If you get sugar cravings back, if you get hostility back, if you've got mood swings back, if you're fatigued, you're tired, this is what it's about. Listen to your body. If you're starting to feel a little worse, go back up. But personally, when I start, hopefully I'll have it tomorrow because I left it in Dina's car in Vegas. I'm going to slowly wean myself off the ProBio 5 because I'm going to incorporate the 2 Vital Biome. So actually, and if you think about it,
One Vital Biome a day. Just
one. One, just like Edge. One, only one.
Yeah.
Don't pull a Jessica. But so anyways, so yeah. And plus, if you think about it, those that are taking 4 ProBio 5, you know, every day, we're going to spend the same amount of money cutting back and, you know, taking the Vital Biome, which is really cool. So that's my take on that.
I agree. I take 4 ProBios, and I have not started the Vital Biome yet, but I expect to be able to reduce my ProBio. I'm going to play it out and see what happens. If my heartburn starts to come back, then we know the answer. Nicole had a good point. X Factor Plus contains magnesium. A lot of people I've seen I've been to do a Jules page, which is kind of cool, but distracting. And some people are saying that they don't need BioCleanse at all right now. But now that I'm thinking, you know, they could be going through another round of detox. So play with it, like listen to your body. And when in doubt, always start slow. I've also heard that X Factor Plus is best taken with food. So try it with food in the morning first and see if, you know, how you do. Vital Biome is best taken first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. You can drink your Slim with it. And then I would maybe eat in a half hour or hour and take your X Factor Plus. And then BioCleanse, they had scientists there, you guys. So a lot of people were able to go up and talk to these scientists and get lots of answers straight from the horse's mouth, which is cool. BioCleanse absolutely should not be taken with Vital Biome, or it's up to you, but they suggested really it's not the best with ProBio either. They said if BioCleanse and ProBio together affect you immediately, then you shouldn't, meaning you have to go to the bathroom right away, then you shouldn't take it together. Me, I take 2 right before bed and I'm great, and I'm not going to stop that because it's doing well for me. But Vital Biome should not be taken with BioCleanse. So I can type out the schedule, the suggested schedule, and we can, you know, it's just suggested though. So again, listen to your body and what works best for you. I always tell my customers, I want you to take the products at whatever time is going to keep you consistent every single day. I know that what I tell you is like take 1 or 2 ProBios in the mid-morning and 1 or 2 in the mid-afternoon, but it's so hard for people to remember to even bring the bottle with them for the day. So I say, guess what? If that doesn't work for you, I just want you to take it. So take 2 at night and 2 in the morning before you leave the house, whatever it takes, you know. everyone's individual. Work with them accordingly. Basically, the bottom line of that. I don't have time. I'm gonna let you guys go, but I wanted to go over. I was gonna screen share and show you some cool stuff that I found with the Rank Up Roadmap and Lexi. But we will do that soon. If you guys like this, we can start doing Sunday calls. I don't know if it'll be every single week, but I definitely want to take the leadership role a little more seriously and just lead this team because we've got incredible growth and I know that we need it. And Monday nights aren't always available for everyone to hop on. So if Sunday works better for you guys, then we'll try to go with that.
Hey,
All right,
Jeff.
guys. Yes.
I saw Holly just mention something about a challenge for doing X Factor. I actually just saw Alita Allen, because I added her, doing an X Factor, the new X Factor Plus and Vital Biome challenge.
Good.
I don't know if it was I'm assuming it was a 30-day because obviously if you can't get samples of those. So, but yeah, I saw those and I thought that was kind of cool too to get people to try the new products and.
That's good to know, and I love her, so I could probably see what she's doing and reach out to her. However, I personally would only offer that to current ambassadors. Like I would do that for our current team and run a challenge like that. But I always want everyone to start with the triplex. So
True. Yeah.
just myself personally, I would rather people sign up with the triplex and then they can join in the challenge for the new products. But it's just really important that they get that triplex running through their system first. But
I had also read too that the Vital Biome is like a general probiotic.
right.
So I guess, when speaking to new potentials, if they want to do just that or just the new X Factor, because, we're kind of hyping it all up right now, is that, obviously we always want people to start with the triplex, but being that it's a multi and a technically a general probiotic, is that something that?
Yeah, just make them a customer. Absolutely. If they anyone who just wants individual items is welcome to, of course. I would never stop suggesting the triplex first, and then telling them like we've kind of got I got to think of a good word for this, but because I'm just lost. But I would just tell people with these new products that are just released, we've kind of got a new system down in place for how to really follow a plan to reach the most optimal health. And what it is it starts with the triplex. It adds in the X Factor Plus right away, and then it adds in the Vital Biome in about a month. And if you'd love to, I'd love to, coach you and mentor you along that program if you'd like to. Otherwise, if you just want to try just the probiotic or just one item, then you can totally do that as a customer. I would just say that.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. Emily's got a question. Here. You're unmuted, Emily.
Okay. Hi. So I actually just ordered the Vital Biome, so I'm a little confused. So you're saying not to take it with BioCleanse?
Correct.
Okay, so
BioCleanse should be taken apart, and I have it written down somewhere with from the scientist's mouth. However, they just said that Vital Biome is best on an empty stomach in the morning. Okay. And then BioCleanse, it's something about your acid production that it should be done separately. I'll find it for you. Vital Biome, first thing in the morning with Slim's great. And then BioCleanse also on an empty stomach, but between meals is best, they said. So if you can do it between breakfast and lunch, and then lunch and dinner, that's the best. And then ProBio is okay at night with BioCleanse if necessary, but it wasn't their first suggestion.
I know where she's confused at because she's on the same schedule as you and I are kind of, because she takes 2 BioCleanse at night, 2 ProBio 5, and then we take her 2 ProBio 5 in the morning with our 2 BioCleanse. So to separate all these different things is a little much. So what I would do, I don't know what I will do yet. I'm gonna keep my time routine.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my nighttime routine as well because they said BioCleanse. They said if the BioCleanse ProBio combo affects you immediately, meaning you're instantly having a bowel movement, then separate the two because you want the ProBio in your system long enough and you don't want BioCleanse flushing it out. So it doesn't affect me like that. So I'm going to still take my 2 BioCleanse and 2 ProBios at night. And then in the morning, and then I might not need any more ProBio. I'm going to see what happens. In the morning, I'll take my Vital Biome, X Factor Plus, Pink Drink, and then I'll see if I need 2 more BioCleanse throughout the day. It sounds like people who are adding Vital Biome are finding that they don't need as many BioCleanse.
Okay.
So that would be a bonus too, because we'll save even more there. So if we get to decrease our ProBio 5 and decrease our bio, I mean, that's wonderful all around. So we'll just play with it.
The most important point I heard out of all that is Vital Biome needs to be taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning.
Yep.
I think the rest are, and not with BioCleanse.
Right.
Everything else, I think if it's working for you already, then I wouldn't worry about rocking the boat, you know? Okay. And then also start, just like we want everyone to, when they're first starting out, it's always best to start with food, except for Vital Biome. X Factor Plus specifically, I've heard should be taken with food, at least for a while. Some people have reported some nausea, so without eating. So just recommend your customers try it for the first couple days at least with food.
And some are saying they're fine, so it's going to be hit or miss. So it's always best to, just like just that, with food in the beginning.
All right, girls. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Keep your eyes open for things throughout the week that we'll be announcing because I'm going to be researching a lot about Lexi and the Rank Up Roadmap. But I mean, start everyone. I would start everyone who even has a slight sliver of interest in the business on the Rank Up Roadmap as silver right now. And people who have already been your ambassadors for a while, we want everyone to start the Rank Up Roadmap. I love that if you look, there's like a pie chart and it tells you what percentage of time you should be spending on what portion of your business. And it changes for each rank that you hit. So building your belief is a big one of silver. And then not as much about building your team. It's just a little sliver. And then that changes along the ranks. So it's going to be really cool. I'm telling you, you guys should be really, really excited about all of these tools that they're putting into place for us because it's going to make our lives a lot easier.
And the Rank Up Roadmap is under training.
Yep.
So
Go to and that's what I was going to show you guys too, exactly where to find it. But yep, if you go to the training tools, Rank Up Roadmaps right there. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but maybe I'll do a Zoom this week and just kind of walk you guys through it so you can see it all. That's what I'll do. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you again for all your hard work last month. It was a very exciting month and I'm not kidding. I came back with a completely revived and refreshed spirit. And I told Mike, you know, we're not taking much of a break here. I'm going to turn around and just push. My next push is for Diamond. I want to be Diamond right before convention next year. So I might be a little crazy, but we're going to see what we can do. And I have no doubt that our team is capable of it. So
take care of that school, gotta have it.
that only means that we're going to have some new jewels walking the stage with me. So, all right, you guys, have a wonderful night. Have a great new fresh week. Oh, one more thing. You guys, any of you who are prayerful, say a little prayer for Les Brown. He's very sick. Bless his heart for being up there. But I saw him afterwards. I was able to take a picture. He even left out on a wheelchair. He has
Prostate cancer.
And you could just tell it drained him. It took all of his energy to do that presentation. So say a little prayer for him that, you know, he has, I'll tell you, he has the best mindset that he's going to beat it this year. So let's just pray that he does. So, All right, you guys, have a great night and a wonderful new week. Love you.